Right now at 6, new vaccine guidance from West Coast states.
We want people who want to get the vaccine to be able to get the vaccine.
Plus, parents react after a principal is arrested.
I'm going to switch them schools. They're not coming back.
Then a scooter ride takes a tragic turn.
Shock, disbelief. I can't believe this is happening.
As the community comes together to help his family. Plus, a scam targeting food stamps.
Right now, it's incredibly organized and it's happening across our country.
Empties accounts. And later, Oregon's wine industry feels the squeeze, but the wine still shines.
2025 is going to be a fantastic vintage.
First at 6, Oregon's governor now says if you want to get vaccinated for COVID, you can, despite guideline changes from the federal government. Thanks for joining us. I'm Stephanie Domerat. Now, the West Coast Health Alliance issued its own guidance on vaccines today that far expands the pool of those eligible. Catherine Cook just heard from state and local health leaders on this. So, Catherine, do we know how people can get the shot if they want it?
Yes, at their local pharmacy. Under these new guidelines, pharmacists will be able to prescribe and administer COVID-19 vaccinations. However, health officials say it will take pharmacies some time to adjust to the guidelines, so they're asking for patience. The West Coast Health Alliance is comprised of Oregon, Washington, California, and Hawaii. They united in response to recent turmoil at the CDC. Their recommendations for COVID-19 boosters are similar to those issued in years past. They cover young children, all kids with risk factors, women who are pregnant or planning to be pregnant, older adults, and anyone who chooses protection. In contrast, right now the FDA is only recommending COVID boosters to people 65 and older and anyone with existing health problems. But again, the question from a lot of people who want the vaccine is when they can get it. I asked state health officials for a more specific timeline.
Again, I truly think that is days. And by days, I mean, towards the end of this week and into the beginning of next week. Whenever there's a change, it can take some time. It took some time for the 4 Western states to get together, review data, come to consensus.
Governor Tina Kotek released a new statement of her own this afternoon saying, quote, if you want to get vaccinated before respiratory virus season, you can in Oregon. The confusion created by the Trump administration for simple vaccine administration in states across the country puts people at risk. Staying safe shouldn't be hard or expensive. For those who don't have insurance and want a COVID vaccine, health officials recommend checking local community health centers and local health departments. For a more detailed list of vaccine recommendations, you can head to KGW.com. Back to you.
Catherine, thank you so much for that update. And now to breaking news in Vancouver, where police have arrested a driver they say hit a father and son. The two were walking near 137th Avenue and 64th Street at the time. The father died at the scene. The child, just 6 years old, was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police arrested the 73-year-old driver on 2 counts of vehicular homicide and say reckless driving, speed, and possible impairment were factors in the crash. A Rainier High School principal is out of a job after being arrested for serious crimes involving minors. Police arrested 49-year-old Jeremy Williams last night at his home in Longview. The Cowlitz County Sheriff's Office says social media accounts linked to Williams were sending and receiving child sexual abuse material. Williams was already on paid administrative leave for an incident last week, but in court today when a judge asked him if he was employed, he said he doesn't have a job. In a letter sent out to parents, the district said they are there to provide support and are in the process of providing support for staff and students.
There's no known connection at this time to any students in that school district or any evidence of him having any physical contact with any minors. So far, it's just been digital files.
A judge set his bail at $100,000. Williams is due back in court next week. Tonight, we are hearing from the family of a man who died after hitting a bump in the road while riding an e-scooter. Celine Stevens is live where that accident happened. And Celine, you spoke with his wife today.
Stephanie, yes, I did. She said her husband, Randy Phelps, would ride his e-scooter all the time for fun. He was riding it back in August when he hit a bump in the road that's there behind me that caused him to fly off his scooter, leaving him with a severe brain injury that led to his death.
Couldn't believe that a phone call just changed my life.
That phone call was from OHSU on the afternoon of August 18th, telling Stephanie DeBagno that her husband, Randy Phelps, was in the hospital.
We just rushed there and he was in the ICU trauma. When we were in the ICU, there was 3 other people in there with injuries from scooters and 1 from an e-bike.
Phelps was not wearing a helmet when he went on an e-scooter ride. He was just a couple of minutes away from home on Southeast 52nd Avenue and Mitchell Street when witnesses say he hit this bump, flew off the scooter, and landed in the road.
Shock, disbelief. I can't believe this is happening. We had just gotten back from vacation.
Those nearby, like the owners of this restaurant, Toast, ran to try and help.
Went outside and noticed the gentleman in the street, and then it was all hands on deck to see what we could do for him.
We ran out with latex gloves and some PPE and just did everything we could to try to help the situation.
After weeks in the hospital,
Always willing to help his friends and his family and help people out.
Phelps passed away at 45 years old, leaving behind DeBagno and their 2 children.
Randy was removed from support on September 11th, and 3 people were saved from his organs.
But now the community is coming together to help the family, with Scott and Bobby Joe Allen even hosting a fundraiser at Toast next Monday to help them out financially.
We're doing 25% of all proceeds that are sold that day are going to be donated to the family, and it's not a specific hour. It's from open to close. It'll be from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. on Monday the 22nd.
Although numerous potholes have been reported in this area, the Portland Bureau of Transportation says they received the first report of this bump on August 29th, and it's since been scheduled for repair on Thursday, September 18th.
I'm doing okay, and I'm just happy that through this tragedy, through this horrific accident, that Randy was able to save some lives.
Again, that fundraiser will be this Monday at Toast here in Southeast Portland. The family also has a GoFundMe to donate to, and people will have the opportunity to just donate in person at the restaurant as well. PBOT says that they rely on reports from the public to address potholes and bumps in the area, so if you see them, make sure you report them. Back to you.
Just heartbreaking. Celine, thank you for your report. In your headlines tonight, police say an explosive device was found inside a public bathroom at Sunset Beach State Park near Astoria. Now, park staff alerted state police of a suspicious backpack in the bathroom yesterday morning. Police say that they were able to render the device safe. State parks did not find any other suspicious devices, so police believe this was an isolated incident.
This is shocking and very unfortunate. These are very strange times. People get some very strange ideas. I don't know why anyone would want to do such a thing.
When we asked for specifics about this, state police told KGW they can't release any more information due to an ongoing investigation. The city of Portland is planning to issue a land use violation notice tomorrow for the ICE facility in South Portland. An investigation found on dozens of occasions detainees were held beyond the 12-hour limit or overnight, violating the site's land use rules. ICE has 30 days to fix the issue before the city could issue fines or hold a hearing to reconsider the facility's approval. The facility will continue operating while the land use process moves forward. We have reached out to ICE for comment. We will have more on this story tonight at 11. The city of Portland is also freezing most hiring, overtime, and employee reclassifications starting October 1st. The move is designed to close a budget gap caused by lower than expected business tax revenue and other costs. Exceptions will be made for frontline police, fire, 911 staff, and other critical roles. City officials say the freeze could save millions and help avoid more severe cuts later. And now to a follow-up to a KGW investigation into scammers targeting low-income Oregonians. The Attorney General's office warns there is a spike in EBT skimming cases throughout the state, leaving some families with no money to buy food. KGW investigative reporter Kyla Boshi first exposed this problem 2 years ago.
Let me show you how this works. Now watch closely. Crooks will skim EBT cards by secretly installing a device on ATM readers, then drain accounts. The Oregon Attorney General warns there's been a spike in scams involving skimmers placed on ATMs, allowing crooks to steal food benefits from low-income families.
So we are seeing these skimmers being installed in all sorts of places.
Once stolen, the benefits are used to make fraudulent purchases, such as baby formula, which is then sold on the black market.
Right now, it's incredibly organized and it's happening across our country.
The scheme is nothing new. Over the past 2 years, KGW has reported on low-income Oregonians who had SNAP benefits stolen.
I know there is money in there. My money was gone.
We rely on those food benefits to eat.
So what can be done about it? Last year, the USDA pushed states to modernize SNAP benefits, including the introduction of chip cards for SNAP EBT. Currently, Oregon Trail cards used for SNAP benefits don't have a chip, making them ripe for fraud.
At what point do we start going, okay, this is too easy. We need to beef up our security here.
Earlier this year, California started issuing SNAP cards with chip technology, and Oklahoma will soon follow. But in Oregon, low-income families don't have that protection. Over the past 2 years, more than 6,000 households in the state have reported stolen benefits.
Now here's the risk, right? As other states start to adopt better safety protocols, the criminal organizations are going to go to the places where they have not adopted it, and you're going to become more vulnerable.
Another solution? Block out-of-state purchases. Many victims we've spoken with said their stolen SNAP benefits were used elsewhere around the country. In August, the state of Maine started blocking out-of-state EBT transactions to crack down on fraud. And another solution, freeze your account when you're not using it. Think of it like locking your phone. The EBT Edge app allows users to freeze their accounts, then unfreeze when you're ready to make a purchase. That may help stop the crooks.
Kyle, thank you so much for that report. Important update there.